And it says I'm live. Um, Surprise, Sydney. I'm here. I'm just, I just want to chill with my internet friends. I got lots of ideas. I'll probably do a live stream, 18 plus, where we can just hang out and talk about stuff. But for now, it's the beast. Meow, 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 meow. Um, but before that, as always, I'm gonna get into the hauls that I've had for this week, and since last time I've been online, I didn't make any notes, but I did open the tabs for the stuff that I'm gonna talk about. Um, anyway, as people get here, let me just do my toy hauls, and let me type into the comments box. I'm gonna type, if you're a Maximal, type maximize. I'm just making sure I'm spelling it right. If you're a Terracon, a Predacon. Predacon, type terrorize. Terrorize. So I just show this here. I'm gonna block my mouth. I got my bald spot with me, which is ugly. Got this little tuft here, which I hate, but looking at pictures of me when I was younger, it was always there. All right, so this week was Prime Day, Amazon Prime Day, and Amazon just decided, to say, you know what, you like Transformers, you suck. Here's some sucky sales. There were some that I saw later. I guess they sold out really quick because when I went to them, they were the prices that the websites were saying, like TFW 2005. The prices they were saying didn't match what was on the store. But a lot of the stuff I wasn't interested. I For some reason Walmart did put some of their stuff. They lowered it, and then they lowered it even more, which pissed me off. But I can see, as an eBay seller, I know when the sales were coming, right? But I wouldn't announce it, because if I announce the sale, people aren't going to buy the stuff at the price that I want. They'll wait until the sale comes. So I understand if I've sold to you and you're like, oh, look at that Transformer. Aries 083 has it for $20. I bought it. And then the next week it's like 15, and you're like, if I only waited. But anyways, for some reason Walmart has a sale, not on everything, on some things. And I decided to pick up another RED Megatron. I got him for $15.99. I was like, oh, $5 off. Currently, he's on the site for $11.99. So if you're interested, if you want to try him out, $10. Well, I was having this discussion with my wife. Where when I see 11.99, I say, "Ooh, $11," but she sees 12, which I should, but I just see the front part. So $12 for a $20 toy that you're like, I don't know if I should try out the RED line or not. Get him. Megatron is one of the best out of Wave 1. Him and Optimus. Soundwave kind of sucks. And the weird thing is that it's only Megatron that's 11.99. Not Optimus, not Cheetor, not RC, not Soundwave, just Megatron. But he's good. Chipper Williams says, "Hey Aries." Hey, what's up, Chipper? Just blabbing. You blabbed, Quaid. You blabbed. So I got RED Megatron, 15.99. He's 11.99. Oh, Chipper says 11.99 equals 11. I don't know. When I picked them up, I was like $10. I'm like, that's not good. It is not good. I need to reevaluate how I see prices. Also from Walmart, I got this guy. This is the Netflix Wheeljack. I also paid 15. Chipper says it's true. I also paid $15.99 for him. He's currently $11.99 on Walmart. This is the battle damaged version. He does not have any decals like any racing stuff. He's gonna be the peg warmer of Wave 3 of Kingdom, but $11.99 is better than $19.99. So if you like Wheeljack, I like Wheeljack. This figure's almost perfect. The only thing I didn't like was that the little wings weren't big enough. I did buy for one of my Wheeljacks a non-F kit that you have to swap out the spoiler, which I don't like. Just give me a moment. So you have to swap out the spoiler, and then you're left with two spoilers, Wheeljack spoilers, and I don't know, extra pieces lying around kind of make me feel. I got the non-F thing for the Optimus Prime's trailer in the back that comes down. The regular one comes with a piece that turns into a shield, but the non-F comes with a solid door. So now you have this extra door with a shield, and I'm like, who do I give the shield to? Do I give it to anybody? But Wheeljack, $12 is a good buy. I like Wheeljack. This is a great design. When the Combiner Wars came out, I was like, the review the Shield one, I was like, kind of looks like him, but this one's kind of like true to form. Jackie's back. And finally, from Walmart, I got this guy. This is a Blaster. He was reduced, I think, down to $19.99. Then he got reduced to $15.99. I bought him on Monday. On Tuesday it was $15. And I was like, And I guess everyone loves Blaster because he's sold out. If you go to Walgreens, the price that's there is from like a third-party seller. Chipper Williams says, yeah, Wheeljack is great. He is great. I like that Wheeljack. Just to show you why, I guess he was clearanced. The top of the box has a rip. So if you're minting card, which I'm not, I don't care. for me, it's all about the price. But there's some dummy out there going, "Oh my gosh, it's ripped. My life is ruined." And I'm like, you know what? Chipper says, "I have that blaster. The plastic feels cheap." So, yeah, it's an '80s toy. I don't know if I don't know how old you are, Chipper, but back in the '80s, they would sell a bootleg of this. Um, I don't know if it was a bootleg. For me, I felt like it was a bootleg because I was a little kid. It had, I think, Japanese writing. They would sell a lot as a bungle, the little robot that would turn into a car. Um, there was one version uh, that had it was working radio, and I think it was maybe blue. My mind's saying it was blue. Chipper says a lot of those Walmart Transformers have thin plastic. Um, I think this guy, because of the thin plastic, he's cheaper. Like Astro Train and Optimus have die-cast parts. Optimus is still $50. He's still on Walmart. The commemorative cab, and Astro Train is still there. Astro Train is like $30, but he's like a little choo-choo pipe of metal. Um, but he's D1. He's a good character. I like Blaster. And he turns into a ghetto blaster. A lot of people. Hey Kato, what's up? Thanks for joining the stream. And Chipper says he was definitely blue. Remember him? Yeah, he was blue, and it was weird. I used to live in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and I think Grand Avenue had some stores where they would sell bootleg toys, but most of them had like Japanese writing. I remember getting like the cassettes, Constructicons, or seeing them, and that's why they came out with the rub symbol. It's a true Transformers. Kato says, glad to be here. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to talk about Beast in a bit. I'm probably going to end the stream at 10, hopefully. But it might go long. Alright, so I got Blaster with broken box, but he was 19. And that's it from Walmart. I believe, Chipper, when I was talking about getting Blu-rays from Rite Aid, I picked up a couple more. Got some Jack Reacher, this Star Trek original series. It only has like 5 episodes on it. But stupid camera. Alright. Has 5 episodes. But yeah, Rite Aid was clearing out their DVDs, so I picked up a couple. And I think it was you that yelled at me, Chipper, about getting a Blu-ray player. So I went on Amazon and I bought an external Blu-ray burner player. So I'll probably be burning a lot more stuff to those discs, even though I do have extra hard drives that are like in terabytes. Chipper says the OG Star Trek is great. Yep. And Kato says nice DVD haul. Thanks. Rite Aid. I think their sale ended because some stores still have DVDs. The sale was supposed to end on the 26th, but when I had scanned them, it's like they're like, no, this. I'll ask, how much? Can you tell me how much this is, even though the price is on the top? And if it says like the same price, I'm like, nah. I do have a. I did pick up a lot of DVDs. The Disney DVDs were $12.99. Here's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The good thing, they were $12.99, but it comes with a Blu-ray, a DVD, and a digital code. So, 75% off. It came out. These would come out to like $3.24, and the book off. They have used DVDs. They would sell this like for $5.99 and $9.99. I picked up Doctor Strange from them for $9.99. But yeah, I I went crazy and I bought DVDs. Chipper says, "Wow, awesome, man!" And Iron Shell, that's my brother. He says, "Wow." So Target was also having a sale on Monday, and they had the Super 7 guys. I got Megatron. This is the I think I have the card art over here. This is the Chrome Commander Megatron. I'm gonna scan this. I'll probably put it on Instagram. And got Megatron. Computer. Are you stupid? It's like, look at that picture in the background. It's so clear. Come on, camera. I'm pointing at you. Now I know how Megatron feels about Starscream. Hello, sir. Starscream. Ah. Johnny Ohm says, "Hell, been viewing your vids since '08. Keep it up, Aries." Thanks, Johnny. It's kind of weird with subscribers. Like, it'll say I have 3,000 subscribers, but if all 3,000 would chip in, I guess it'd be great. But they don't. I don't know. But thanks for showing up, Johnny. You're a new face, even though you've been watching my stuff since '08. You know, no, I'm not clowning you or anything. I'm just saying, if all 3,000 subscribers would show up, maybe my view count would go up. But so I got Megatron to go with my Soundwave, and my Starscream. I have you as a gun, Megatron. And I also picked up Dead Optimus Prime. I'm gonna make you cry, kids, when I die. These guys, they're Target exclusives. For some reason, Target was selling them for $12.99. Cato Collection says, "I feel the same. 3K subs. If they all joined in, I'd freak out." And Chipper says, "Yeah, Aries is the godfather of the TF reviewers. I'm gonna make them an offer they can't refuse. I'm gonna clown them." Thanks, Chipper. That's a great compliment. I'm humbled. So those guys, they're usually $19.99. I like the Super 7 guys. They have 5 points of articulation. Like their running pose is just kicking and shooting. But they look good. They're well painted. I like Starscream's wings. They're like it's hard plastic, not soft. But they're too expensive. To me, they're $17.99 is not the price. $10 is okay, but I would prefer like the Marvel Universe guys were usually $5 to $7. That would be the perfect price for these guys. I went to FAO Schwartz where I got these two guys for $12, and FAO Schwartz here in New York, they cleared out the Transformers. They don't sell Transformers anymore. I was thinking that I'd go and they'd still have stuff because last time I went, their clearance was 50% off, but they got rid of everything. And they changed their hours, so now they're open every day. They used to be closed Monday and Tuesday, which were my days off. And finally, I got the little Bumblebee and Spike from these are from the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line. They're exclusive. The price is like 15. They were reduced to like 7.49. $7. It's actually $8. Like I was mentioning to Chipper before, I always see the front part of the price. I'm like $7. No, 7.49. So I got this guy again. He's okay for the price for $7 because the way I saw it, 15 means he's 10 and this guy's 5. This guy isn't worth $5. All he does is lie down. I'm gonna go to sleep now. But this little Bumblebee, he's good. So I got that. I mentioned from Amazon I got external Blu-ray drive. That was it was $120. I had 100 from I had 50 from when I got gypped by that whoever returned that Siege Magnus and that Earthrise Magnus box. So I had that. So it came out to like 125 for an external hard drive. They did have more. Like I looked on Amazon for external Blu-ray drives, and there were a couple of them that were like $60-$70, but they were shipping from China. I'm like, I don't know. So I went with that. It showed up like 2 days later. So I spent the extra money, but less of a hassle. Chipper asked, "Did you get any Transformers for Prime Day?" Nah. I guess I missed the sales. I see that TFW 2005 did put up like a list of the guys that were on sale. But when I went to check out those prices, they were gone. It was like, you know how it says sold by Amazon? It was like sold by this guy, Fulano de Tal, or in English, Tom, Dick, and Harry. I also got my Galvatrons from CMD store. They got two. They showed up. They're in one box. I gotta sanitize the box. Sometimes when I see people do YouTube videos where they pick up the box that they just got from the mail and they're not wearing a mask, I'm like, ugh, germs. So I took a picture. I usually take a picture of my packages when they show up, so it's like a time stamp. Alright, so this is the box that showed up from CMD store. It's one box, two pieces. Galvatron. I'm guessing since the box says Galvatron, they're shipped two Galvatrons in a box. But I thought he shipped with Earthrise Magnus. I don't know. I know Dennis Moulton doesn't like CMD store, but I love them. They where they ship from is close to New York, so I placed that like last week, and it showed up this week, so it's not like I'm waiting forever. What else? Walmart has a couple of the retro GI Joes for $9.99. They have Cobra Commander, Duke, and Lady J. They also have the Fang for 24, but it's not reduced. And that's it for the toy haul. It's 9:20. Yeesh. Let me set the timer for 10, just so that I remember. Now I'm gonna blab. You blabbed, Quaid, huh? Alright, so the big news. I'm gonna screen share this. I'm gonna. The big news was Rise of the Beast. I'm gonna go to Ben's World of Transformers. If you comment, I won't see anything for a while. When I come back, I'll get to the comment. But let me just share a screen. Chrome tab. Alright, so here we go. This is Ben's World of Transformers. He's been in the community for a long time. He also was a consultant on Beast Wars. You could see his name in the credits. His real name is Benson Yee, and he seems like a good dude. He did put on his website, bwtf.com, this stuff, so I'm going straight to the source because everyone's citing him. But you guys should give him the clicks and stuff. So we got Transformers Rise of the Beast. I do like the font. They changed it. The old-timey font from like Age of Extinction and Transformers. If you look at the titles of all the movies, the font is kind of, sometimes it's more pointier than other times, but this is very G1, very blocky. And it's called Rise of the Beast, which I don't like. I made a joke about them using Rise a lot, but I could only think of Rise of the Dark Spark. I thought there was maybe Revenge of the Fallen, or like Rise of the Fallen, but it's Revenge. But they love reusing names. Rise of the Beast. It sounds like beasts are gonna try and take over the world, which I guess maybe the Predacons will. So let me see. The virtual event featured conversation with director Stephen Capo Jr., who did Creed. I've never seen any of the Creed movies. And Lorenzo Di Bonaventura, everyone's favorite producer. Transformer fans, if you guys are expecting anything that's not Bay, like not that style, you could forget it because he's involved. This is the guy who was like Bumblebee. Nah, it's not a prequel. It is a prequel. So he was involved with the G.I. Joe movie, so don't expect a masterpiece. Just, if you like Transformers, go and support it, watch it, buy the DVDs, do your regular thing as a Transformer fan. The log line is returning to the... Should I do it in the voice of... Let me try and do my Victor Caroli. Returning to the action and spectacle that first captured moviegoers around the world 14 years ago with the original Transformers. Transformers Rise of the Beast will take audiences on a 90s globe-trotting adventure and introduce the Maximals, Predacons, and Terracons to existing battle on Earth between Autobots and Decepticons, directed by Stephen Caple Jr. and starring Anthony Ramos, and Dominique Fishback. Fishback. The film arrives in theaters June 24th, 2022. Today is the 24th, so a year from now, That's pretty ambitious. But, Transformers, Hasbro, if you want to take your time, just let us know. So, Transformers Rise of the Beast, Paramount Pictures, and Skydance. I've heard of Skydance. My two companies present in association with Hasbro, yay, and New Republic Pictures. I feel like I've heard New Republic Pictures. Don Murphy, Tom DeSanto. Tom DeSanto. Oh, that name sounds familiar. I think it might be I'm thinking comic book. A D. Bonaventura Pictures production. A Michael Bay Films production. Oh. Transformers Rise of the Beast, directed by Steven Caple Jr., executive produced by Steven Spielberg. That is a good sign. The guy who's like, oh, the first movie is about a boy in his car. He's in here, so hopefully since he's here, they won't mess it up. Brian Goldner, David Ellison, Dana Goldberg, Don Granger, Brian Oliver, Bradley J. Fisher, Valerie Ann. Produced by Lorenzo D. Bonaventura, Don DeSanto, and Don Murphy. Michael Bay, Mark Bahadrian, and Duncan Henderson. Based on Transformers action figures. Oh boy. I told my wife I would be live streaming, so if you hear in the background. Review Spot says, hello everyone. Hello Review Spot. What's up? Got Kato and Review Spot. Chipper Williams says, more Bay explosions. I want to do a video about how the Bay movies, they did their job. The humor's kind of weird, left cheek. I ate all the donuts, It's weird, but it's kind of funny. T Fan Page 101 put like what was the best moments of Revenge of the Fallen on his Twitter, and I put like the time that the twins called Leo a chia pet. Hey man, look at that chia pet. It has its moments. Action figure expert says, Heather, hello, miss you. Aries, what's up? What's up, action figure expert? The Bay movies, I guess it's weird. Let me at least put myself in the picture. It's weird, but the first time you see them, you're like, like the first time I saw Freddy got fingered, I was like, what the heck is all this? But with time, I appreciated it better. There's scenes like, Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy would like some sausage. And it's a treasure. The dad throws him into the toilet. Or, this is a fancy restaurant. It's a fancy restaurant. So, with time, if you watch the Bay movies, they age a little better. There are some things that you could look at them and point out and be like, that's dated. Review Spot says, I don't care for the Transformers movie dialogue. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I think once they swapped Shia for Mark Wahlberg. I think the quality went down. The first movie with him, everyone was like, let's see what this is like. So it made money. But then they're like, oh man. Then the audiences would, oh man, another one with Mark Wahlberg, and it made less money. The Last Night. I'm the last night, bruh. Review Spot says the worst was the interactions with Anthony Hopkins and that headmaster guy. Anthony Hopkins, I don't know what he was doing in that movie. He was like, I hated the scene where he's telling the prime minister, shut up, shut up, shut up. I was like, I want to punch you. And I laughed when Megatron just shot him because he's like, I'm here in the battlefield strolling with my cane. And Megatron's like, what, human? And blows him away. I was like, ha, 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 ha. And then Cogman is like, of all the masters I've served, you were the coolest. Chipper Williams says, hey, review spot, nice Ghostbusters review today. I haven't checked it out. Review spot did a review of the retro Ghostbusters, the Kenner re-releases. As a kid, I had Winston, and I think we lost him when we moved to the Dominican Republic. We also had Stay Puffed. Review spot says, thank you very much, Chipper. And then the review spot says, so much cringe in those movies. Yeah. The last night was unwatchable. I saw the first time I watched it, I saw a bootleg, and I had to stop at like halfway through. The movie's like 3 hours, an hour and 30 minutes in. I was like, I gotta take a break. They were they were in, I think they were at Stonehenge by that time. Chipper Williams says Anthony Hopkins went flying right before he got shot. I was like, why is Anthony Hopkins on the battlefield? I don't know, but. All right, so let me get to screen sharing. I'm going to close this. So Ben BWTF also has like a description. Chipper Williams says, yeah, that movie would cause brain damage. So Ben's World of Transformers also had like a description of the characters. Infamous YouTube reviewer Prime versus Prime. He follows me on Instagram, so I'm like, okay, I'm kind of like that. Like if Optibotimus suddenly became a fan of mine, I'd be like, okay, Optibotimus, you're cool in my book now. But he follows me on Instagram, and he likes my like pictures. So I'm like, okay, he's a cool guy. He's paying attention to me. So a review spot says Prime versus Prime superior, Optibotimus inferior. United. He made a video about, he was invited despite what everyone thinks of him, because he gets toys early, not from Hasbro, but despite what everything out the bottom is and review spot says off the bottom is story time. One day I guess I was thinking of doing a review to reviewers, but I don't know if I want to be a jerk or not. It's weird. So he, despite what everyone thinks about Prime versus Prime, he was invited and he saw everything. He made a video and he described some stuff, and he did use pictures. Like he says, one character looks like the Pretender design from Revenge of the Fallen, the girl that sexually assaults that's another thing in those Bayverse movies. The one that shows up in the college dorm, with Shia LaBeouf. So one of them looks like her pre-design. Go watch his video. If I would have went there, maybe I would have drawn something, but I don't know if they told the people participating that that they couldn't draw what they saw, that they could only describe it with words. But if I would have been there, I probably would have drawn and showed you guys what I saw. Chipper says, I'd love to hear your opinion about Optobotomus. And Review Spot says, as do I. Review Spot says, cough it up, Aries. Give the people what they want. I know people want it because I've mentioned on a podcast, I was listening to someone say they didn't like Alex Ross, the comic book artist, and I was like, "What? His art is great. I like him. Why would he be a jerk?" But they never said why, so I'm like, "Is he a jerk?" So, anyways, let me share the screen. It's still early, which is good. It's 9:35. Um, let me. All right, so we're back at Ben's World of Transformers. Transformers: Rise of the Beast character descriptions. So, he has Ben did tweet out a lot of this stuff on his Twitter page. I'm not looking at the thing here, so I'll get to the comments when I come back when I close this out. So we got Anthony Ramos as Noah. Noah is an ex-military member who returned to his home in Brooklyn to live with and support his mom and brother. I live in Brooklyn, so that's great. He is a father figure to his brother and is always striving to do what's right. He has to hustle to support his family, part of which involves using his genius with electronics to repair broken equipment. So basically, he's like the proto Mark Wahlberg. He's like, bruh, I'm gonna fix this thing. He's also the military component, the Lennox of the. Michael Bay loves the military. We had John Cena as the military. I don't know what faction he was. I think it was Sector 7. There's always military in these movies. I don't know why they don't use this as a starting point for G.I. Joe. But no, let's see how that G.I. Joe movie does, which I don't think it's going to do great because someone mentioned we're getting Shang-Chi and we're getting Snake Eyes, and it's like both of them are karate with Asian American actors. Well, with Asian actors, because I'm sure a lot of them weren't born in America. But people are gonna get confused. The action figures from the line look kind of. I don't like the designs. I don't know. But this would have been a perfect starting point. You could have put G.I. Joe in this movie and then branched them out into their own movie. So we get Dominique Fishback as Elena. Elena is a researcher specializing in ancient artifacts. While her work would speak for itself, her boss often takes credit for her success. Somebody mentioned that this is a trope. That like, I found this, and then the boss says, I found this, and she's like, huh? But there's also the character from the last night, Vivian, put it in my chest, Vivian. So she's the proto Vivian, Elena. We get Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime, which I mean, I admire Peter Cullen, and I have mentioned how his Prime voice is inspired by his brother. So every time someone tries to imitate his Prime voice, they're like disrespecting the memory of his brother. So he doesn't like it, and that's compounded. I'm sure he doesn't like it. He'll probably be like, "Oh, it's okay," but it's also compounded by the fact that he's gotten expensive. Him and Welker aren't as cheap as they used to be. And from what I've heard on Transformers Primes, there was difficulty with Cullen and Welker's agent, who's the same agent for both of them, about getting like payment and stuff. So it's a complicated relationship with Cullen. I would have cast someone else, but everyone wants Peter Cullen back. He's probably not going to show up much. I hope he's not Bayverse Angry Prime. He should be. This is the time where they could start making him Dad Prime, which everyone loves from the comics. He'd play basketball. He'd say, a booby trap that actually captures boobies. That Optimus, not the give me your face and we'll kill them all. Die, that Prime. We should get rid of that Prime. But Peter Cullen, he's the Autobot leader. The Autobot leader returns and will take the center stage in this film, just as Bumblebee was the focus of the Bumblebee movie. In this film, we will see Optimus Prime come to adopt Earth as a second home and learn to care for its inhabitants. This film will get beneath his stoicism to see what makes him tick, a bit more than previous films. His updated form will be a riff of both G1 Optimus and the model seen in the Bumblebee movie. The concept art appeared a bit sleeker, and while he is boxy, director Cable Jr. made it a point to mention that his design allows him to move freely without looking forward. There is a picture a woman, a trucker, a female trucker. She was transporting the cab, and it's under a tarp, and it looks like the Siege Optimus Prime. It has a little trucker hat on the top, and the front grill sticks out a bit. Let me come back to here to see the comments. Chipper said, Review Spot says one positive thing about Optimus reviews is that he gets to figure out the toy at the same time we do. And Chipper says, I saw an article today about Peter Cullen, and he said he will keep doing the Prime voice until he's tired of doing it. And until they stop being able to afford him. Let me get back to Ben's. So Bumblebee will appear in the film, but not as the lead character as he has in most Transformers films. So basically they want to make this Optimus Prime the movie, but there's also more characters in this, so they're probably not going to talk. His alt mode concept art was revealed as an off-road version of his retro Camaro form, which I've seen. I think it's like a RC toy, or remote control toy, and it looks kind of goofy. The wheels are much larger, raising the car up quite a bit, and they come out to the side more. A cage is attached to the front, leading to the windshield and then the top of the car. That's weird. So a cage in the front, leading to the windshield, then the top of the car. The cage includes extra highlights in front and on the top. Capo Jr. mentioned that, like G1 designs, the robot mode would feature bits of the vehicle form, but he was not specific how. And then the fans will be like, I want a toy that looks just like that, but then the transformation is impossible because you can't make a triple changer toy of Shatter or Dropkick. That's impossible. To make them look like they did in the movie and transform triple change, nah. We get RC, a riffing off her appearance in the Bumblebee movie. RC's robot form looks like a mashup between G1 and Energon. Her form is curved and lithe, but she features vehicle mode parts such as wheels hanging off the back of her. The wheels, or wheel halves, are on the back of her lower body. Her head design is very G1, which was a joy to see. She is mostly red and white. RC transforms into a Ducati motorcycle. I'm okay with RC as a motorcycle. I'm guessing if they're smart, there's already a design for Bayverse RC from the first movie. It was made into a toy, which was great. I didn't like the face because she looked like a bird. I did do a review of her in my Ladies of Cybertron video ages ago, but they should go with that design. I think she had the wheels on her back and on her legs, but I'm sure Ben would have recognized um, the look if they showed it to him. Cable Jr. indicated he wanted a strong female character in the film, and RC fits the bill perfectly, and it helps she was introduced in Bumblebee. Fans who were not happy with her end in Revenge of the Fallen, assuming we're in the same continuity, will likely prefer this portrayal. Eh, they, if they're smart, I wouldn't try and tie this in with the Bayverse movies. Let me see. All right, no comments on the page. Then we get Mirage. Mirage is an Autobot, but he is also a bit of an outlaw and very anti-authority. It was mentioned he would stir up trouble for the Autobots. His alt mode will be a Porsche 911, which is the same alt mode as Jazz, featuring silver and blue. This is an interesting choice, which, as this mode is most often associated with Autobot Jazz, though I suppose F1 race car would not exactly be inconspicuous. It will also be interesting to see if Hasbro managed to get permission to make a toy of the Porsche 911, something the company has denied for years. I'm guessing that this Mirage is going to be Mirage in name only. He's not going to be an outlier where he could turn invisible, but he's just going to be Jazz, but with the name Mirage, because maybe they don't want to have to call him Autobot Jazz in the movie. Autobot Jazz, you know. They could just call Mirage, because I guess somehow they got the trademark. But Jazz, because of Ken Burns and his documentary, I guess they can't just call him Jazz. It's like how Bumblebee was so hard for them to get because of the DC Comics character. But I hope he does have his powers to turn invisible, which would help a lot in the movie. But I do love the Formula One race car. He could have had a hollow character, but it's not exactly a street car. Nightbird is a wild card in a war that you cannot fully understand. I'm gonna start abbreviating because this is taking a while. It's 9:48. I'm back here. Verdict 7. Anyone gets a huge arc. And Verdict says Jazz can't get invisible, only Mirage. I haven't gotten the arc. I know some people said it's shipped from some places, but or you mean an arc in character? Probably just. I think this is gonna be the Optimus movie. And I was saying that Mirage is probably a name change, but the character is going to be Jazz. It's Jazz's alt mode, Jazz's attitude. Maybe they'll give him Mirage's power. But it's like you can name Dino Mirage because the people at Ferrari said, we'll only give you the license if you name this character after the son of our founder, Dino. That's great. So Nightbird is the one that says that she's gonna be a wild card, which switches sides, and she's Scourge, the second in command. Her design features Nightbird elements. Looks like she's wearing a hood with her black and with the eyes that go when she gets angry. Concept art showed her carrying a katana, and sharp blade details, and she transforms into a car, a Nissan GTR. Scourge is the prideful leader of the Terracons. He's also a collector who hunts Autobots and Maximals. He collects their faction symbols and puts them on their bodies, which is a quality that Tarn from IDW has. He doesn't do it with factions. He'll rip out his victim's transformation cog and use them because he's addicted to transforming. It's like a drug. He'll put the victim's cog in him and transform a lot. Like, oh, I feel good. I feel good. I'm a tank. I'm a robot. Oh, but I'm sure this is where they got that quality from. Let me just put myself in real little because I'm miming for the camera, but no one can see me. So he let me see. The Terracons are their own faction. It'd be great to see Abominus with them, like Blot being Blot farty, Ripper Snapper. But I doubt it. They're their own faction. They're not aligned with anybody. They're a threat to everyone. They're described as reptilian, and the director says that we've seen Transformers like them before in previous films. And Ben says perhaps the Dreads. His concept art only showed his robot mode in shadow. It looks like he has spikes and angles, very reminiscent of Cybertron's Scourge and Beast Hunter's Predaking. His left hand is a giant claw with 4 fingers. His other hand is claw-like but smaller, so he's asymmetrical. Interestingly, there's smokestacks mounted on his back. He's probably going to turn into a truck like the Robots in Disguise Scourge. Or not. Maybe he's a triple changer, turns into a beast, then a truck, and a robot. Erizor. Erizor's personality is influenced from the 90s cartoon. Imagine an organic bird, but with some metallic angles to it. So you got Rhinox. Rhinox's personality is also influenced from the 90s cartoon. He's the muscle. Body appears to have about 3 to 5 large armor panels. And while the gray color suggests metal, it was said Maximals also have fur and hide on them. And then finally you get Optimus Primal. The Maximals, he's one of the oldest. He's wise and fatherly figure. Takes care of his own. And his personality will offer Optimus Prime a kindred spirit to communicate with. Optimus Prime's appearance looks very similar to the gorilla concept from The Last Knight. He's been toned down and has more skin, so he's techno-organic. I in my mind, I imagine that when they meet, Primal will be like, "You got the message that I sent you?" And he's like, "Yeah." That's why he sent Optimus Prime sent Bumblebee to Earth. Because Optimus Prime in Bumblebee, the Bumblebee movie, he's like, "There's a planet called Earth, go there." I'm sure Primal probably told him about it beforehand. Verdict 7 says Arc figure in the fall. Hopefully we get it earlier. Chipper Williams, it's a little strange that the Arc transforms. I like it, but the head reminds me of Bert from Sesame Street. And Verdict says, it's not strange, but I didn't see any guns in the pictures. So that's it. I don't know. This movie, I'll watch it. I'm not like, yeah, come on, movie, let's go. It's probably gonna be Optimus Prime the movie. Optimus Prime will be like, "Hello, human, I'm Optimus Prime." What I wanted Rat Trap as Pete's rat to show up. He'd be in the train station, and he'll grab a pizza, and then he'll meet like the main character, and he'll be like, he'll be little, his a mouse, a little rat, played by a rat actor. They wouldn't have to use. They probably do CG because one of the announcements that they did is they're going to use the guys that did the CG for I think Lion King and a couple of movies with animals for this movie. But I wanted the Rat Trap. He's not mentioned, so he's probably not in the movie. Rat Trap to meet the main character, and then like take him to the zoo, and there the Maximus would be, and then he'd be like, "Whoa, this gorilla can talk," but they're like hiding, so. But it doesn't look like that. It looks like fixer guy is gonna fix something, and it's gonna be like, oh, what? It's Transformer. And then they're gonna go to the jungle. It's supposed to be a globe-trotting movie. They're gonna go to Peru. I don't know, but I don't think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a Transformers movie. It's like, all right, let me see. It's like this. So we we got a first look at War for Cybertron Kingdom, and people were expecting a new thing. They were expecting, oh my gosh, this is gonna be great. Gary Chug together with David K again, yeah. And I'm like, do not expect more than what you're getting, but because if you do, you're gonna be disappointed, and a lot of people are disappointed. It looks great, but I don't think this show is gonna be like. I don't think it's gonna be what the Transformers fans expect. Nothing is gonna be what they expect. Trans G1 wasn't even what people expected. It was like good, and then people moved on with their lives. Yeah, Beast Wars was good. It's not awesome because the designs in Beast Wars get progressively worse for me, and the story sometimes is like, but I don't know. People expect amazing, perfect stuff out of these shows, and so we got to look at Kingdom, guys. And there's also a little video here. So yeah, all that amazing stuff. The Yelly Prime, because when Jake Foshi gets Yelly, he doesn't sound like Prime anymore. You got that. You got the people are like, I don't like Optimus Prime's voice, and I'm like, "Grr." And look, Ultra Magnus is back, but he died. I don't know. Don't expect it to be great. Chipper says it's a little strange that the arc transforms. Verdict says it's not strange, but I didn't see any guns in the pictures. Did it transform in any of the shows? Asked Chipper, and Verdict says I think it did transform in the video game. And Chipper says, okay, then it makes sense. And Chipper also asks how my Transformers shelf is going along. Let me try not to show the messy room, but there's my shelf. Nice. There's there's a bit of a junk. I got Omega Supreme and a bootleg that I'm supposed to review. That's an oversized Optimus. It's 10 o'clock. And yeah, that's my shelf. There's two Captain Marvel dolls. Oh, they're sharing the shelf with them. But yeah, um, it's coming along nicely. Let me see. I did, for some reason, I brought up the tab of Shattered Glass Gold Bug, which I don't really care about, so just gonna mention it. And I don't know if I did this last time. Chipper Williams says, "Nice dude, thanks." I'm gonna do a review of all of those things on that shelf and then pack them away. Like my, see, I got the Datsun guys that I reviewed. I put them in a bag to go to storage. I do have Cheetor from the RED and RC. Gonna probably review them along with the Super 7 guys. Since they're action figures, they're not there's not a lot to say. Uh, last but last and least, since it's 10 o'clock, I just want to mention this. This is the uh, Kingdom Red Alert. I don't know if I've mentioned this last time, but I like him. I like that as a person living in the United States. I know everyone's like, it's a Walgreens exclusive. I can't change that. But as a Walgreens exclusive, he'll be easy to get to, for me to get than a Walmart or Amazon exclusive. So I look forward to owning multiple copies of the new Lamborghini mode, which is the one that they're using for the Amazon exclusive Sideswipe. So I can only get two of those. I only want the Sideswipe. I'm not crazy about the Sky Warp that comes with it. Just like I wasn't crazy about the Paradron Medic that came with Ratchet. But this guy, he's cool. And that's it. Booyah. Verdict says, I don't really know if the arc is supposed to transform, but they made a figure. Chipper says, yeah. I mean, Hasbro makes Transformers, so it has to transform. They do have the RED line, which is non-transforming Transformers, but if you're gonna sell a Titan class, it has to transform. Otherwise, it's one of those DJ Bumblebee toys that kind of suck. But I like the RED line. I look forward to getting more of them. I want the Starscream. He looks great without the armor and the cape from Prime versus Prime's video. The Bumblebee, not so much, but I still want to own him. That's it. Closed all tabs. Everything's done. It's 10 o'clock. Thank you guys for joining me. If you were in the watching the video and you left, at least you can always rewatch this from beginning to end. That's what I usually do with people that live stream. Like sometimes Input and Transformers Slag will be live streaming at the same time. I can only watch one. Sometimes I opt to like let them finish their live stream and then watch it again. But give it a watch. These things aren't rewatchable. It's like I consider live streams like a magazine, unless I'm gonna put it on my podcast, which I haven't done for a while. But it's like a magazine. You just read it. After you're done, that's it. Goes in the garbage. Some people would collect their TV guides or their Wizards or their Toy Fair magazines. JJ Prime Review says, "Hey, what's up, Aries? I'm good. I was JJ's Prime says, "How you been doing, man?" I've been doing good. Uh, but these live streams, they're kind of like it's like a magazine. It's just watch it, get rid of it. It's like Radio Free Cybertron. I'll watch their episodes, but it's rare that I'll go into their back catalog and check them out. Maybe Transformers for your listening pleasure usually does like topics, and I'll watch those videos like if it's old, or I listen to the podcast. But most live streams are just like magazines. It's one and done. JJ Prime, I'm ending the ending the live stream. It was supposed to end at 10, but I went a little over. Gotta work at 11, so I gotta get ready and eat some grub. But thank you everybody for coming around, for supporting my YouTube channel. It's not the best. I know I'm lazy because I'm like, meh, what I don't make any money from this. Uh, um, and my work ethic is not as great as Review Spots. He like releases 2 videos a day sometimes, and but I try to put in when I feel like it. If sometimes if you look at some of my video reviews, I have more energy in some than in others. Like I was really amped for the Magnus review, but with the Blue Streaks review, I was kind of like, this is dragging a little bit. That's why I kind of went long, but I was reading everything I wrote down, so maybe I gotta cut it. And the Cyclonus one was kind of a pain because of the stupid webcam and its ability to not focus. It's like Angelina John Lee, you see? Camera. Don't focus on the picture of my wife and me back there. Focus on Angelina. But stupid webcam. I'm Aries 83. Have a good night. Get vaccinated. We're getting our second dose on Monday. I'm gonna still wear a mask here in New York, and I think all over the world. Everyone's like, "I got vaccinated. I'm gonna go on the airplane. I'm gonna, I'm gonna go to the park. I'm gonna go to a bar." I'm like, I'm good with just going toy hunting sometimes, but yeah, I'm still gonna wear a mask from now to the end of time, so I don't get sick because I don't like being sick, even if it's the cold. I'll see you guys later. See you later, carburetor. Um, Chipper says later, Aries. Be safe getting to work. I work from home. Your channel rocks. Thanks. It's like a pile of rocks. But thank you. Thank you for the compliment. JJ Prime says later, Aries. I know we're exactly like 24 hours apart, or 12. Like it's 10:08 p.m. here, and I'm sure it's 10:08 over there, um, in Manila. And JJ Prime says stay safe. Bye.